Hello, I'm Chris from the FPL Dude and welcome back to another Fantasy Premier League video for the 2020-2021 season. In today's video, I'm going to build a wildcard team that will last to the end of the season. It will hit a full squad now for game week 33, but I'm going to bring in few players that do not have a fixtures in that game week, but you could potentially sell them out before that. As for those players that do not have a fixture in game week 33, that I am actually going to bring in, it just has to be Kane. His form have just been phenomenal now in the last couple of game weeks. His form have just been phenomenal this season. I believe him to be having excellent potential to do really good now in game week 30, where he does offer us captaincy potential against Newcastle. He has some okay potential to do good against Manchester United as well, because Manchester United defense have not been the best this season. They actually do seem to allow a lot of goals. The last time they played against Tottenham, they even lost 6-1. So yes, Kane does seem to be offering us excellent clean sheet, excellent attacking ability and potential in the next couple of game weeks. But I want to sell him after 2 game weeks to Vardy. I'm going to discuss that a bit later in this video. The next player I'm going to go for that does have a fixture in week 33 just has to be a City defender, Dias. He has been phenomenal this season. There's clean sheet potential have been just much higher than all the others. I believe him to be very easy disposable. If you do not want to keep him or have him in your team, you can potentially sell him to whatever defender you feel like it. But that is not going to happen right now, because they do have pretty good fixtures now in game week 30, 31, 32, and after that they have pretty good fixture against Crystal Palace, but this is where their good form actually is going to stop. I believe they are going to win the league there, and they're not going to keep on fighting to the end of the season. So this is the main reason you do not want to go for any expensive City players. They do not have that good of a potential to fight to the end of the season, because they could potentially win the league much earlier. So I'm going to go for 2 of their cheap players, but I'm going to sell Gundogan after 2 game weeks as well as Kane. So I'm going to save that free transfer from game week 30 to 31 if I am going to use this wildcard team, and you should potentially do that as well and make a double transfers in game week 32, where you potentially sell out Gundogan to bring in Salah or somebody else that has elite potential to do good to the end of the season, and Kane goes to Vardy best. Because if you take a look at Vardy now, Vardy's upcoming fixtures, Vardy have excellent and amazing fixtures from game week 32 to game week 35, and a couple of good fixtures to the end of the season. So yes, those 4 fixtures are a must-have where you really want to have Vardy, where I believe Vardy is going to do amazingly good. He has excellent captaincy potential in most of these fixtures. Is West Brom, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Newcastle. Those 4 teams are the teams that have allowed. These are those out of 5 teams that have allowed most goals in the Premier League this season. So yes, you want to bring him in there. And the next team I am going to target, because they do have pretty good fixtures, is actually going to be Arsenal. I'm going to bring in Saka, because I don't trust Aubameyang enough to bring him in now. He does cost 11.5 million, so it does seem to be taking anything up a lot space of that budget. I just want to bring in Saka, so he could potentially stay there to the end of the season. I could easily bench him through some game weeks that I do not want to play him. I could potentially even play him in some game weeks where I risk of him missing that game week, because he does not seem to be 100% guaranteed start. I just go for him because of his seasonal form and his price. As I said, he's very easy to bench. The next player I'm going to go for from this team is actually going to be Tierney. I believe Tierney offers excellent clean sheet potential in most of those upcoming game weeks, and excellent attacking ability and potential, because he's a fullback that likes to create a lot of chances and a fullback that likes to defend well as well. So yes, they play against Liverpool now in game week 30, so they do offer us good attacking ability and potential, slight clean sheet potential. I don't believe they will keep it clean against Liverpool, but then it's Sheffield United, Fulham, Everton, Newcastle, West Brom. So there are 5 fixtures after game week 30 do look amazing, where they offer us excellent clean sheet potential now, and they offer us excellent attacking ability and potential. But as I said, Aubameyang is just too pricey for me to go for, because he has not shown anything in particular the whole season. The next team I am going to target, and I'm going to triple up on this team. I believe them to be having the easiest upcoming fixtures now to the end of the season are actually Chelsea. I'm going to go for their goalkeeper Mendy. I believe him to be offering us the best clean sheet potential out of all defenders. Just look at those upcoming fixtures. It's West Brom, Crystal Palace, Brighton, then it's West Ham, but Fulham game after that as well. A bit tougher fixtures to the end of the season, but these next 4 or 5 fixtures do look very good and amazing. The next player I'm going to bring in from this team is actually just going to be a cheap way into their defense. I believe him to be offering us greatest clean sheet potential out of all Premier League teams in the next 5 game weeks. So yes, Rudiger does seem like a massive player to me. You want to triple up on Chelsea, it does not really matter if you want to double up on their defense and have one attacking minded player, or if you want to bring in perhaps Mount and Werner and just go for one of these 2 players, or perhaps even Azpilicueta. Yes, Azpilicueta does seem to be offering us very good potential to do good, but I'm actually going to double up on this defense and I'm going to bring in Mount to my team right now. Mount seemed to be offering us the greatest attacking potential out of all players in that Chelsea team. He is at very slight rotation risk, but much lighter than all of those other players like Ziyech, Havertz, Pulisic or Giroud or similar. I believe that Mount is having a fantastic season himself this season. He is about to do really good now in the next couple of game weeks, especially now when they play against West Brom, Crystal Palace, Brighton, West Ham, Fulham. Yeah, so it does seem to be offering us amazing attacking FPL return potential. As for the next teams, I'm actually going to go for on this one. It just has to be Wolves. I'm going to go for that team because of their fixtures. Moutinho has been involved in 2 goals in the last 10, so I'm not going to go for that player. Neto has been involved in 2 goals now in the last 10, while Neves seemed to have been involved in 4 goals now in the last 10, so it does seem to be their most perhaps most efficient player to go for, and this is the main reason I go for him. He costs only 5.1 million, so you could easily bench him or sell him or do whatever you want with him, because he does not cost that a lot of money. He does not eat that much of your budget. The next team now that I'm going to target to own to the end of the season are actually Manchester United. I'm going to go for Fernandes on this one because I believe Fernandes have been the best Premier League player this season. I believe him to continue to do extremely very good now to the end of the season. As we have seen last year, they were doing amazingly at the end of the season, where actually the whole team tried to do good and Fernandes' form did seem to increase a lot. So I trust Fernandes on this one. He has been by far the most consistent players out of all Premier League players when it comes to FPL return. The next player I'm going to go for from this team is actually going to be Shaw. He does seem to be offering us excellent clean sheet potential in most of those upcoming fixtures. If we take a look at the fixtures, is Brighton, Tottenham, Burnley, Leeds, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Leicester, Fulham and Wolves to the end of the season. So they're a bit tricky fixtures, but they're not the toughest, they're not the easiest. But Manchester United seem to be a great team this season, in a great form as well. So they do seem to be offering us excellent clean sheet and excellent attacking FPL potential in most of those upcoming fixtures. The next team I am going to go and focus right now, it's going to be Aston Villa. I'm actually going to go for Watkins on this one. I believe him to be offering us excellent attacking FPL potential, especially now when Grealish has made a comeback. I'm just afraid I do not want to go for Grealish because he's still not fit. We have not seen him be playing now after the injury. What happens if he makes a comeback for 1 or 2 game weeks, then he gets injured again? I'm afraid I do not want to take that risk, and I'm actually going to play it a bit safe and go for only Watkins on this one. And I'm going to go for Martinez as well. I believe him to be essential to own now to the end of the season. It might not be because of those upcoming fixtures, but it's mainly because they do have 1 or 2 double game weeks waiting to happen. It's one against Everton home. So yes, they do seem to be offering us very good potential to do good now to the end of the season. So yes, Martinez is a goalkeeper you want to bring in. So these 2 are going to be my goalkeepers that I'm actually going to rotate now to the end of the season. This is not a plan that I usually do. This is not something that I would recommend for you to do throughout the whole season. I usually go for 1 good goalkeeper and 1 3.9 goalkeeper, so it does not eat that much of my budget. But now it's the end of the season. We want to maximize maximize our chance, we want to maximize our potential of return, and we do not really want to care that much about the budget because there are only 9 game weeks left. So yes, get those best possible team out every single game week to get those maximum amount of FPL points to get that best rank now to the end of the season. As for the next strike I'm going to go for Calvert-Lewin. As we've said, Calvert-Lewin have an extra fixture waiting to happen, and that is against Aston Villa. It should potentially happen now to the end of the season. I don't know exactly when that is going to happen, but they play against Crystal Palace now, then against Brighton, then there are a bit tougher fixtures, but they play against Aston Villa, West Ham, Sheffield, Wolves to the end of the season. So yes, I do believe that Calvert-Lewin seem to be offering us extremely good attacking FPL return potential, mainly because of that upcoming game week and because he does seem to be having amazing fixtures, a few amazing fixtures in the next 5. The last player I'm actually going to go for, and I don't think that I don't need him to play, is actually going to be Strook. I believe Strook to be an excellent player to own because of his price. He's the cheapest starting defender you could potentially go for, and he does seem to be offering us some okay potential to do good, but I don't believe that he is ever going to be played in my team. He's always going to be my last bench replacement, and I'm sorry, as I said, Kane and Gundogan are going to be transferred out in 2 game weeks, so you're not going to spend a transfer between game week 30 and 31 because you already have a very good team. You could potentially rotate and do good in game week 30 and 31. Then you want to actually sell Gundogan and Kane because you will have that money. This team costs only 97 or 8 millions. You will be able to sell Kane to Vardy, and you will be able to upgrade Gundogan to perhaps Salah if you wish to do that, because Salah does seem to have the easiest fixtures now to the end of the season. I mean, look at that. They play against Leeds United, excellent attacking FPL potential. Newcastle, excellent attacking FPL potential. Manchester United, that's a tough one. Southampton, West Brom, Burnley, and Crystal Palace. I mean, Liverpool should smash it in these game weeks. Even though Liverpool form have not been that good, their seasonal form have just been amazing. They've scored a lot of goals. Even though they allow a lot of goals, they do manage to score a lot of goals actually. So yes, Salah does seem to be offering us excellent attacking FPL potential, especially in those upcoming fixtures. But if you do not want to go for Salah, then you could potentially even go for Mane or Jota, then upgrade Saka to Aubameyang. That's what you could potentially do as well, but I really like to go for Salah because I do believe that Salah seems to be offering us excellent attacking FPL return potential, especially in those game weeks. So yes, this is the team, how the team is going to look in game week 32 or 33, but without Salah and Vardy. Before that, you are going to have Gundogan and Kane ahead to game week 32 because Salah and Vardy have pretty tough fixtures now in the next 2. Well, Gundogan and Kane seem to be having amazing fixtures. If you thought this video was of any help, please do give it thumbs up. Don't be afraid to subscribe if that's something you have not done already. And as I said, if you have anything FPL related that you want to ask me, feel free to do it down in the comment section. We'll try to give you a reply as fast as I can, but at maximum of 24 hours. Thank you for watching and see you next time.